Welcome, guys, to Ask a Puppy Trainer Show. I'm Bethany. This is Sparky.
And we're here with episode 161.
And I've got Aussie with us. He's a newbie who's giving little nervous kisses. He's a little grumbly and unsure. We'll see how long he lasts. But I'm just going to try to help him relax. I have a firm hold on him, and then I'm just doing kind of slow massage just to try to help him feel comfortable. So you guys...
Shotzie's mom, this is why I have Bethany here when we have a dog. Because without Bethany here, she's way more neutral than I am. Way more relaxed.
That's true. Just as a human, in general.
Me? No, I'm super calm.
All right, guys. I'm going to start. I'm going first. All right.
I'm going to go first.
No. Lorna says, I just got a Cocker Spaniel puppy. We've had her for 2 weeks. Crate training, playpen training, naps in the day. But she's been peeing a tiny puddle. Is that so? A tiny puddle in the playpen, even after she's just gone for a good pee. Sorry, I don't know if you guys can hear. Get closer to the microphone.
That's who you sound like.
You sound so cute. She does this even if we've just taken her out for a good pee. You can't focus, can you?
I can't,
you
no.
Can't. I can, but he can't. Here, Aussie, you didn't last very long, but look how cute he is.
See, Shotzie's mom? It's not just Shotzi who didn't last long. She told me at my last lesson,
sorry.
You don't like Shotzi because she didn't last in the live.
Oh my gosh. We're so sorry.
I didn't have Bethany.
We can't focus on the dogs. Yeah, he's horrible.
I can't
by
focus,
himself
period.
with the dogs. He's horrible. Okay, anyway, she'll also whine for a few minutes, then pee. We've been doing training where when she's quiet, she gets a treat. But then she gets hysterical, even if we're right next to the pen. I don't want this behavior to be a thing. Anything we can try to correct the behavior before it's too late. I don't know how old your Cocker Spaniel puppy is. You've had him for 2 weeks, so I'm going to assume 10 to 12 weeks old. Mm-hmm. In my opinion, a couple things here. You shouldn't be correcting a puppy that age for this behavior. In my opinion, I would nix the X pin and do more crate training rotation and then have her on leash next to you when she is out of her crate and you're not working with her, playing with her.
Dog bed or no dog bed?
Well, there's no reason.
She might pee on the dog bed.
You can have a dog bed around, but you can't enforce the dog bed yet. That takes a few weeks of training. And so for me, that would be my adjustment. Some dogs don't do well with the playpen. Also, if you want your dog to be calm in a playpen or crate scenario, not all the time, but a lot of times the treats work against you. You're actually you're actually re-engaging them so they kind of calm down a little bit, and then they get a treat, and then they expect more. They expect, like, what are you going to tell me to do? What are we doing now? And it causes too much excitement, so that can work against you sometimes. There is a way to do food in a way that helps promote calm, but it's tricky and it doesn't work for every puppy.
And I would say it's probably a more advanced training technique that a trainer would have to physically show you, because they have to work with your dog first to see how they're going to do it.
Agreed.
To me, it just sounds like separation anxiety that's turning into more anxiety. Yeah.
Would you dare? Yeah.
Well, it's because she's there, but also you're still getting that little whine in that little puddle. I have a feeling too that the little pee puddle might be because she's getting attention. Anxiety. So she's a little bit overexcited, feeding into anxiety. And then she's also getting attention for that pee puddle, whether it's negative or positive, it doesn't matter. She's still getting attention for it.
Yeah, I agree.
Perfect.
All right. That kind of ended weird, but yeah, we're done.
Sorry, that's more of like, try out what she just said.
Yeah.
Try it for a week or two, come back to us. I can't give a ton of advice for it because we don't know what's going to work yet. Everything is trial and error with puppies.
Can you bring your TikTok up? Oh, we'll just read this and then bring your TikTok up because we've got some questions on TikTok.
Pull up TikTok, please.
And Instagram too. We'll get to you guys if you just asked a question.
Okay, perfect.
For some reason.
I want to go over mine.
Okay, go.
From Sarah. Hello, I love your videos. Thank you. I'd love help with this problem. I couldn't find a video already addressing it. My 4-month-old female Aussiedoodle, we appreciate the age and the breed, it helps a lot, has now peed on all 3 of our beds one time while we were close by, even while being on it with her. All 3 times it was right after we had come inside after being outside for some time and going potty at some point while out. How can we prevent this from happening again? Thanks so much.
What's the breed again?
Aussiedoodle.
Thank you.
I can tell you right off the bat, the preventative is she doesn't go on beds anymore.
Yeah.
Honestly, it's a human bed. Most puppies that end up going on human beds develop some kind of separation anxiety eventually, or they pee on the bed because this is what it comes down to. Puppies pee where they're most comfortable. That's where they want to pee,
Yep.
usually. But we teach them to pee outside by giving them that boundary. Another thing I might check into is, do I have a bowl of water on the ground? Can they go get water anytime? If my puppy goes outside, goes for a pee, spends 20 minutes out there running around, comes and gets water, they're gonna pee in about 5 minutes, which is probably gonna be on your bed, even if it's a small amount. If it is a small amount, it could even be marking territory. Young puppy though, 12 weeks old, or 4 months old.
4 months old. Maybe.
I think it's a little bit rare though.
I don't think it is. I think it's excitement, anxiety. I think that
It's comfortability too.
When you take your puppy out to pee and they're that young, and then you come back inside, whether you're working with them first, I mean, it doesn't matter. Just being on there is exciting. You're petting them. You're so close to them, and they're like this. And it's not like they're siblings, which if they got too excited, they would be corrected in some or challenged in some way, shape, or form. And so it causes this jittery excitement, anxiety. Even if they seem calm and you're just petting them and they pee, that's submissive excitement, okay? And so they're more likely to empty their bladder. Also, dogs notoriously like to go on pillows, on blankets, in shoes, because they smell you the most. And it makes them feel comforted as well. And so it's a really bad habit. You have to completely eliminate the bed for a while and get on a better routine of a working relationship and earned affection, earned freedom, earned reward. Like that way, because for me, this problem is a symptom of a bigger problem, which is an excitement association with people. So.
Overstimulation.
Overstimulation.
We have people come to us with this every single day. What we usually recommend is place. You want to start getting on a better place command so you can teach your puppy to settle on command.
Yep.
And then eventually that transfers to when I'm on the human bed, my puppy has a little dog bed next to the human bed, and they're on the dog bed next to us.
Yeah.
Until they can become calm, until I can have my puppy lay down for multiple hours and settle and sleep and relax. And then maybe when my puppy's about a year and a half old, I might retry to introduce the bed if that is an end goal and you're inflexible on it.
And truly, if you don't really change the structure of this puppy's day right now, you're going to have a 2-year-old in a diaper. Because I've come across that too.
I'm working with one right now.
Yeah.
They have the belly band.
Yeah. Kimberly, can you scroll up? Because I joined late, so I can't see previous comments. And I know there was a question earlier. Can you read it for me? I think you just passed it. You just passed the question that I missed. There you go. There it is. I don't have that one.
I'll just read it.
You got it?
I have a 7-month-old Mini Goldendoodle who has been showing signs of separation anxiety. What can I do to help her?
I'm wondering if you're doing a crate rotation, and
that is how we would help her.
More
Crate
structure,
rotation.
yeah, more structure. This is the time out. This is the time in. That's one. 2 is practicing being calm around you when out of crate. So not only working, playing, mentally and physically fulfilling the puppy, but then also practicing neutrality around you. No petting, no, don't stop pushing
Dog
me.
comes up, pushes a bone into your leg, a toy onto your leg, puts a paw on
Their
you.
nose.
No, off.
No.
Because they are demanding attention,
Yeah.
and if you reward that by petting them, you're creating additional
Separation.
separation anxiety.
Yeah. And so the dog's not allowed to get into anything either. You're just like holding the leash, maybe teaching place. Place can really help with this immensely. And you're just helping them be calm around you. Then when they've calmed down, then you can go and do like a slow crate patterning routine, like a slow patterning of commands to calm them down, and no affection, a minimum of 30 minutes before and after crate time.
And if you're in our online school already, we had a video last week where someone mentioned and brought up separation anxiety to that level, and Bethany went over it in a lot of detail. So if you guys aren't part of that, you can check that out on our website. But we have probably separation anxiety questions every single Wednesday at 4 p.m. We do a full hour live, and we go into it a lot more detail. So if you feel like you're not getting enough, you might find it there.
Because there's honestly a lot you can do. That's just the tip of the iceberg.
Yep,
So,
it's true.
Do you
Very
want to
true.
grab a TikTok one?
Yes, there's a lot.
I have quite a few too. So hurry up. I want to get to
you
my
have your-
Instagram.
All right, this is from Serendipity. I only have Havani's 8 months old. You might need to repost it. If I see it come in, I will check it out. I don't think I opened it up soon enough to see the original part of your question, but I'd love to answer it for you. All right, we have Ninja Sock Monkey. Okay, we took, this is still a cutoff question. Sorry guys, there's a lot that I'm not gonna be seeing just because I opened it up too late.
Just Find a solid question. There you go. Puppy, 8 weeks.
My puppy is 8 weeks old. How much active play train time a day should they have?
Ooh, that depends on the puppy.
Yeah, and also breed. If this is a Havanese, I can tell you they're going to be lazy all day long until they're like 12, 16 weeks old. If it's a German Shepherd puppy, they're going to be biting everything like a baby shark.
And you're already doing 15 minutes, anywhere between 3 and 5 times a day of training.
If I have an 8-week-old puppy, I'll tell you right now, I'm probably on a 30-minute interval of free time. So I'd be doing maybe 10 minutes of walk and play, 10 minutes of training, if I can even get that much with an 8-week-old puppy, and then maybe 10 minutes of existence work, what we call supervised separation, which is just existing in a space around you without having access to you. We don't look at them, talk to them, or touch them. It's their way of existing calmly without having input from us.
I would say
very important.
I would say in general, you want to have a goal of 2 to 3 times a day, which is their meal time, basically 2 to 3 times a day, roughly 10 to 20 minutes, depending on how much drive and energy your puppy has, of focused training. Now, it doesn't include play, which is also training. It doesn't necessarily include like long leash yard time, which should also always have a training element to it. I'm talking about just focused training of new skills. Okay. Bongo, the Bernedoodle. That is so cute. I have a 6-month mini Bernedoodle. Once he's outdoors, he forgets his training. He forgets his name. He doesn't listen. And worst of all, he doesn't take a treat. How can we train? Did you like my interpretation?
I was still trying to find the question I was looking for earlier.
You missed all my interpretation.
I'm ready.
I am not doing that again.
I actually should hold.
There's a lot of passion behind that. I'll answer your question. We don't need him. He hasn't shown up in a while anyway. Bongo. All right, Bongo. Bongo is 6 months old.
That's a good name.
It's so good for Bernard. It's so good.
Is it Bernard?
Stop it. For 6 months old, this is super normal. It is really, like, when they're under 6 months old, they're kind of still in follower puppy mode, like the kids who think you're a superhero, and then all of a sudden, you don't know crap anymore. Like, you're not smart anymore. They know everything. It's like the teenager, right? That's basically what you're going through. So it can feel like a step back, but I promise you it's not. You have to actually take. Stop it.
To read it.
No. It's my phone. It makes me feel weird to give my phone to other people.
Let me read it.
You all understand. All right, I'll let you read it. There we go. It's Bongo.
Never getting it back now.
So anyway, you actually have to go back a little bit on your basics. So you have a leash on your dog more. You're giving more guidance, more crate time, more structure, less affection potentially, more training, more mental and physical stimulation. And I don't mean like an hour more, maybe 15 to 20 minutes more than you were doing when they were the cute little puppy that cared about what you said. This is really natural, really normal. And I would, if you haven't already done leash training, like transition from treat to leash, to treat leash, to leash. Sorry, so my point is weaning off of.
Say it one more time?
No, thanks. I thought I could get there. I thought I could make it make sense, but I couldn't.
I know what you're talking about, and I'm still confused.
Shut up. Forget what I just said. You need to wean off of treats, right? And so you need to start to do that in the house, in the yard. But my point that I was trying to make that failed miserably was, have you done leash training? Like, does the dog understand pressure on, pressure off? Is there some sort of accountability when they understand what you're asking, but they don't listen? And if you are doing, some accountability for that, are you having some help with that, either through training online, an online program, a one-on-one trainer? If you're only using food, if you're only doing like positive reinforcement, then you've really got to work on your food drive at home, which means the dog works for all of his
Food
needs.
has to be the most important thing in your dog's life if you're going towards the positive reinforcement route, because the minute you go outside, those dogs, those people, those kids outweigh everything.
Yeah.
So you almost have to create like food mania to be able to redirect to the food and away from the people.
Yeah, exactly.
And that's got to be practiced in controlled environments first, which is why she mentioned the home and having someone help you out.
So anyway, hope that gives you some ideas. Do you have another TikTok one?
I have so many TikTok
While
questions.
you find a TikTok one, I'm going to answer one of these because I feel like we're taking too long trying to get.
1-year-old English Shepherd does great in crate, but he won't relax out of it, especially with petting.
Stop petting your dog so much. No, okay, so you have a 1-year-old.
Break that down for them, jeez.
You have a 1-year-old, okay, so this is an adolescent dog. Practice place. Like here's the thing, I could walk you through the beautiful way to communicate to your dog to calm them down next to you with just body language and leash, but it's actually quite challenging. So teach place. Go on YouTube and type in, you know, teach my dog place balanced dog training. And what you should see is probably a slip leash and body language. So if the dog gets off in place, people move in and the trainer moves in and
most dogs, when you step into a dog, isn't going to back off. This is teaching boundaries, spatial pressure, and how for your dog to respect your space when you're giving it or you're taking some of theirs.
Yep.
Most dogs won't back off because they don't understand that's what you're looking for.
They do from other dogs, but not from humans.
It's true, but other dogs might do the roar and the growl.
Yeah.
Obviously, you're not going to bark or growl at your dog, but you still have all the leverage depending on what you're using in your hand, your leash, and how you're using your body to reinforce it.
So you're using place, a boundary. Place means go to the spot, lay down, and stay. I would suggest you get a cot.
Calm on command. You're basically doing calm on command.
Yes, I would suggest you get a cot. That is the easiest way because it has a riser and it makes it so much easier for the dog to understand to back up and stay on place. And that's your beginning. If your dog isn't being calm naturally, they're overstimulated and they might have a disposition that's prone to being that way, like a happy-go-lucky lab or an anxious, you know, border collie. So you have to practice them being calm every day. It's like people who practice meditation for anxiety or prayer for reflection. It's the same thing. Dogs won't practice that on their own sometimes, and you have to do it for them every day.
They want to practice being crazy. That's what's most fun to them. But I'm going to go into one aspect I think you're about to mention, but you just didn't get a chance to.
No, I was done. I was moving on.
Oh, I'm not moving on yet. No, we're not done yet. Energy, mental and physical, plays a huge role.
That's true.
If I have a dog who's a shepherd or a husky, they honestly probably expect to be ran about 5-10 miles a day in cool weather, and that's never going to happen for most people in the city. It's probably not going to happen for most people on a farm unless they're free roam to do it. So it's not about the physical exertion, it's about mentally exerting your puppy in a physical way. It's like doing fetch 5 or 10 times with a really good sit down stay on that place command she just mentioned. Yeah. So you're using up the physical. You're implementing the mental training of getting the dog to settle in between. You gotta respect that aspect before you can get any sort of calm inside the home. Everything we do in this program here, even at Puppy Academy, is they get a walk in the morning. We physically exert them and minimally mentally exert them for it. Then they do their training. It's all mental exertion, barely any physical. And then we do sometimes hours of place duration in place of one of our crate times. And the only reason our dogs can do this is because they're so balanced, body and mind, that they're actually able to settle. I see so often people expect a dog to lay in place for 2 hours because I told them they can do it here. But they're not physically exerting them. They're overstimulated all the time.
It's a good point. Are you done?
I just saw my cousins and I saw overstimulated dogs all week. So.
Are you done?
Yes, I'm done. I'm done.
All right. Carrie, I read this earlier, so I really wanted to get to it. Carrie said 13-week-old, I think it's a Dachshund, but anyway, 13-week-old. They're doing, this is what I understand from doing a really quick overview of this, is they were doing crate, doing great, and then letting their puppy in their bed in an hour in the morning. But now it's happening sooner and sooner, like 5 a.m. potty time. Now they refuse to go back in crate.
Please don't tell me you said that was a Dachshund.
I think so. Yes, Mini Dachshund. Not even a normal Dachshund. A Mini Dachshund. You're in trouble. You're going to create
Created. It's not creating.
So then you probably have already figured out, I think this is on Instagram, you've probably already figured out you created this issue and it's going to be very hard to go back. And so she suggested, should I potentially put the crate in another room? Yes. That's the only way. Yeah. You are truly going to just be sleeping with your puppy, which is very problematic in many ways, especially this breed that's prone to separation anxiety. I would honestly put him in the bathroom with the fan going all night, put him in the laundry room and play some music for him.
Walk-in closet, because it's very soundproof by all the jackets in there. So make sure you got good airflow. You can put a fan in there, crack it open a little bit. So he can be nice and calm and quiet. And do not put him in your bed again for another 8 to 12 months. I was so glad you said that.
All right. Brian Quintero.
Oh, I like that last name.
Well, I'm just happy I think I pronounced it correctly. Hi, I have an 11-week-old chocolate lab Milo. Oh, that's so cute and traditional. It's adorable. 11-week-old. Okay. So a little squishy, biting monster, probably. He's very active, yeah, I can imagine. And when we are winding down at night, he starts barking and biting me to get attention. How do we respond to this?
I'm curious if you guys have him on a crate schedule.
Bewitching hour.
And before going to...
it's typically when we're sitting on the couch. You are not sitting on the couch with your 11-week-old shark, baby. Are you? Come on.
Baby shark, baby shark, baby shark. I think you guys might need a little bit more structure.
I'm teasing you. You need more structure.
By the way, anyone that we make fun of in this program, it's because we like to joke and have fun and laugh. And if you're here, you probably already know our personality.
And if you have such a strong name, that's what it is. If you have such a strong name like Brian Quintero, then we know you'll get over it.
It's probably true. You need a bit more structure. Your puppy needs something new. It's exactly what I mentioned a few questions ago when I was like, what are you doing with your puppy? Are you physically exercising them? Are you mentally training them? Are you having downtime where they're not in control of the downtime? They're stuck to one area. That's the kind of stuff I'm focusing on is if I have my puppy out from 8, what time did they... Is the dog
no, there's no time. It's just at night. It's just at night.
Let's say you've had your dog out of the crate, 11-week-old puppy, for 40 minutes. They're done.
They're done.
They're already 10 minutes past being done.
Yeah. And
that's where you're getting the biting. We have a three strike rule that we always tend to follow. Strike 1 is redirection. Strike 2 is addressing with body language and then redirecting it. Strike 3 is you're out. You just got to go back to the crate. It's not a punishment. It's very neutral. And the reason for that is because those first 2 strikes...
Wait.
Go ahead.
Those first 2 strikes that he just went over, can you say that again a little slower?
Oh, I'm gonna break them down.
I'm
gonna break them down for you guys. I'm working towards something.
But wait, let me.
How much time do I got? I got 6 minutes to break them down.
No, you do not have 6 minutes to break it down for the love.
Do not take my breakdown.
I'm not going. I don't even like going into the breakdown. So I like more the nuance part of it. You did that to me earlier. You took the nuance part. I was like, man, that's my jam. I would just like to say, when he goes over the 3-strike roll, I'm not going to go over it. When he goes over the 3-strike roll, that's for a puppy that's like biting when you're training, biting when you're walking from point A to point B, or when you're putting the leash on. You have your puppy hanging out with you on the floor when you're like on the couch, or it's on the couch with you. The 3-strike roll doesn't work because you're putting your puppy in a position that they're not ready for yet, in my opinion.
Where's this question?
What are you doing?
I gotta reread it. I missed a part of it.
It's right here.
Oh.
It's right here. Active 11-week-old. Biting, starts barking when they're like trying to hang out on the couch. The puppy's probably on the floor.
Your puppy's already done.
Or maybe on the couch.
They're just overstimulated.
Yeah. But you can still do, so he...
You could do an aspect of the 3-strike roll.
He wants to get on the couch. Like he's
it's demand barking.
Yeah.
Oh, man. I mean, you honestly still could do the 3-strike roll.
I don't think so.
But I would skip strike 1 and 2.
Because
it means he's already done.
Because you haven't trained him to know how to be on like a place, because place is like a marker, an anchor, which can help with when you're standing, when you're at the end of a 6-foot leash, when you're practicing in the day and your puppy's doing place and you're practicing sitting in a chair. You're just asking too much.
You move in.
Yeah, you're asking too much too soon. You're dying to go over your 3-strike roll.
No, I don't even want to anymore. We can move on. I'll wait for a question where it's necessary.
There might be other people that want to hear your 3-strike roll.
Nope, you can blame Bethany for it. No, you don't get it. 3-strike roll is basically, strike 1 is some form of redirection. So a lot of the times when we're training puppies, they get a little bit nippy, they get a little bit jumpy, a little bit barky. And honestly, a lot of it is just redirection. Like the end goal is always a redirection. So strike 1, I usually do like a loud, like, no, pause. They kind of back off a step, look at you a little bit funky. Bring out some food. You're more neutral now, more calm. If you're not already holding a leash, that's when you want to pick it up. And I tend to redirect almost every time for me personally to place. Because what I'm looking for is some form of neutrality, but I can still work on energy release and then settle in this one area for a very short period of time. It's more about the movement with the anchor, place, come, place, good pause. But you're not rewarding with food yet, guys. You gotta wait a few seconds. You gotta spend about 20, 30 seconds training the puppy using food as a lure, because if you reward them right away, it's jump, run to place, do a sit and a down, and I get food. I'm just gonna wait for mom, and if she doesn't bring it, I'll bark at her a few times, let her know I'm over here. It actually creates more demanding. Strike 2 is a little bit different. It's more of a body block situation, a spatial pressure. So it's like, if I have my puppy jumping on me, I do the loud clap. Some puppies are like, heck yeah, man, that's energy. And they feed into it. It goes the opposite direction. It's neutral. pick up leash, no, maybe step in, do a little bump with your legs.
If you're sitting
we're not
down.
trying to Muay Thai them in the head or anything. It's actually very neutral and calm. Ow. It's just very neutral and calm. So you're going to step in, do a little bump, tell them no. And if you have a more pushy large breed dog, I'm going to do it this way. Sorry, it's easier. You're going to lift up and out with your arms. Just to be clear,
not the 11-week-old.
You are not, not 11-week-old, but just to be clear, when you're doing this pressure up, they're not going to be really doing 3-strike rule anyways. This is probably going to apply more to everyone with like 16-week-old puppies, something around there. That's why I didn't want to explain it, because it's not going to apply to him.
But you went over
but
it.
It will
we made
apply
such a big deal about it.
to our older dogs.
Yeah.
And it's just going to be a little pressure up and out. You cannot have those feet leave the floor from pressure alone. If you lift an inch or two and it's going to bring the head up a tiny bit to get them to back off and
just
settle.
A little uncomfortable.
They might pull their paws up. Just wait a couple seconds. They'll drop them back down. And most of the time you get a second of settle. That's all you're looking for, because then you're going to redirect back to place again, and you're going to start working on some routines.
We go over this in detail in our online school and have lots of videos of it and stuff in our like special bonus section. Yeah.
Third strike, they're out. They just go back to the crate. You're not angry, you're not upset, you're not mad. It's calm, neutral, relax. Pick them up or walk them on the leash, put them in the crate, close it, lock it, turn around and walk away. Completely neutral. That way it's not a punishment.
All right.
I want to go over that in so much more detail.
M. MacMarie says 5.5-month-old pup used to sleep 2 hours in her crate twice a day and then through the night quietly too. Now she's barking, howling, scratching, cries, especially during the day. What do I do? So for me, my assumption here, you're going to hold this, you can reread it. I tease him, but
I'm extremely dyslexic as well, so reading something from the side.
Yeah, I'm a visual person too, and it's super helpful, but it's still fun to tease you. Okay, my suggestion would be two things. One is your puppy is getting to be more of an adolescent, and we see this with a lot of people. And what happens is, as they get older, like all the treat work and the cutesy leash work and all the training and stuff, it's starting to not work anymore, because you've got more energy, you've got more power behind the dog, and you need a valuable no. It's like your dog's starting to become a teenager, and you may have not taught as valuable of a no as you thought. A no should calm a dog down, calm a puppy down, make them more self-aware, make them make better choices rather than acting impulsively, and
barking at you.
And that will actually help with crate. I'm going to give you one way to do this. I can't go over all the ways, but one way that you can build some leverage with a no is with thresholds. So if I am clipping my puppy on leash and bringing them out of crate, and they're pretty wild, and maybe they're trying to, like, maybe they wait, but I go to clip the leash on and they try to jut out, I will shut the door very quickly, very firmly.
It's got to be about a little faster than they're coming out of it. Yeah. Otherwise, you'll catch them halfway in.
Yeah. If you're about to catch them, just let them go and just calmly, you're not mad, calmly put them back in and do it again. And then, did you close your bedroom door? Because you should do it with your bedroom door too. So don't use the door to block your dog. Please don't do that. I've seen videos of that. It's brutal. Don't use the door to block your dog.
The door's a lot heavier than that crate door.
Yes. Use your body. And so you walk up to the bedroom door and your puppy is like leaning in, even though you like said sit, they're leaning in. Use your leg and just bump into the puppy a little bit, facing the puppy. Make them give space from the door. This is what is going to calm them down, is having these checks and balances. Then when you open the door, be prepared for your puppy to jump forward, and you're going to turn and block and say no. Don't be so leash and food oriented as you're getting into adolescence. Make sure you are a presence, that you can look at your puppy and ask them to back away from you. And if you can't do that, then you need to be teaching place in a balanced way. We do this in our online school. You could also do some YouTube searching and find a way to do that too, where you use body language to help your dog back up.
By the way, anyone listening to this and goes, oh, there's no way I can bump my dog with my leg. This is what they do to each other in dog world. So when you lift up a leash and you pull back and you try to redirect with food, there's no mother dog, daddy dog that's going to walk up and try to redirect the food to leash pressure. They're going to check them with their chest, bump them back, and the puppy's going to do this. Oh. And usually sit and give them eye contact and be very respectful, because they're getting cues now from that older dog, person, human, whatever it is. That is natural to them. It's not cruel. It's not mean. It's not cruel and unusual. It's actually
the
they
opposite.
Understand the best.
It's actually the opposite. It's kind and clear It's like a kind and clear boundary to help them be
Very
calm
concise.
in this
Yeah.
world. That's our opinion. However, I will say, if that's not something you know how to do or you're not totally comfortable with it yet, what I would do is double your training time, but the second part of your, so if you're doing 15, do 30 minutes. Like really do a better job of wearing out the brain and the body, but make the second 15 minutes slower. No excitement, no like excited voice. You can still use food, but make sure you're spreading out your marker in your food delivery. Like crate, we do house, good, deliver food. Down, good, deliver food.
You're moving away from instant gratification.
Let's go.
Which causes the puppy brain to
Yeah,
take
you
a
want to
breath.
slow their heart rate down dramatically. And honestly, I think you should do both of the things that we mentioned, but especially if you're doing, nothing physical and you're doing purely food work, then you need to double whatever you're doing. Double the walk times, double the training times, double everything as you're getting into adolescence, but make sure you're also slowing things down on that second time frame. Okay, we're good.
Are we?
Yes, we are.
Look
We are
at us.
133.
We didn't even go over.
All right, guys, thank you so much, and we will see you same time, same place next week.
See you
Bye.
guys. Oh, wait, Aka. I missed it. I haven't done it in 4